Right down the slot, it's Vince Dunn, and he scores.
Going back to last season, Pasternak. Now it's 61 goals. In his last 83 games as his one-timer finds the back of the net. Through center and on the go. Ovechkin has it in neutral towards the empty cage. He scores again. Alex Ovechkin one closer to 800.
Who's the draw now? It's a 3-on-2 for the Stars. Lindell carries up across face, Landry, and they score! Glendening went to the net, redirects it. A short-handed goal makes it 4-1 Dallas.
What the puck is going on? What the puck is going on?
All right, everybody, welcome in. This is What the Puck is Going On. I'm Dave Metzger, and I will be here to take you through tonight's slate. NHL action. We have 7 games tonight, so we have a much better slate, some more opportunities than we had last evening. Only 2 games last night. Pretty good games, though. We had, we had the Wild and the Stars. That's a Central Division matchup. You know, we've been talking a lot about that, keeping our eyes in the Central. Stars, a 4-1 winner in that one. Home game for them. I watched a game for the Wild the other night, and against Anaheim. They ended up winning that, I believe. But I wasn't impressed too much by the Wild right now, so I'm not surprised that the Stars took that one. They did it pretty handily. If you had anything with the puck line, anywhere from 1.5 to 3.5, you cashed in on that, and that was giving you some pretty good numbers. Also, we had the Canucks and the Rangers playing last night, a 4-3 total in that one. It's worth noting the Canucks also play again tonight. We'll get into that game. So they're on a back-to-back. All these teams playing tonight have played once already since the All-Star break. So maybe teams starting to get their legs back under them a bit. We had Steve go 2-0 last night with his picks. Believe he had some team totals in there. So well done, Steve. So pretty good stuff going on here in the studio. So let's just jump right into it. We have 7:08 p.m. puck drop. Kind of a weird time there. You usually see 7 or even 7:05. So you get some kind of weird numbers like that. The Seattle Kraken are in New Jersey to play the Devils. I think this will probably be a pretty good game. The over is at 6.5, which I'm not crazy about, but you get plus 100 on the over and a minus 120 under 6.5. I believe Vitek Vanacek is in goal tonight. Oh, no, it's Mackenzie Blackwood is in the net. Vanacek has been playing pretty well for them. He's a former Cap. Just really couldn't find his footing there in Washington, but all of a sudden here he is in Jersey, and he is playing pretty lights out for them. So Blackwood, I think he's about average. I wouldn't say he's elite at all. So maybe that plus price on the over could be a possible play this evening. I always stay away from the 6.5. But with these two teams, I think that's certainly capable. And looking at the goaltending matchup, Philip Grubauer, also ex-Cap, he is in goal for Seattle. So I think that's probably in play. You have their props right now. For Blackwood, you're looking at over 26.5. I think that's probably achievable. It's at minus 125. New Jersey has a young, fast team. Pretty good offensively as well. So you get on goal. So Grubauer's at 27.5 minus 120. That's where you get the New Jersey offense. You're hoping, from 30 to 35 shots if a couple, goals slip by Grubauer there. and his total isn't climbing with the shot counter. So I think 28 saves, though, for Grubauer at minus 120 is probably a good little sneaky play there. We said over 26.5 for Blackwood. I think that's certainly an angle here. I would expect this to be a little bit more of an offensive game for sure. So, and if we're going to go that route, really, we could also take a shot at that plus number for the over-under. I think that's probably okay tonight. Like I said, I usually don't do that, but I may take a shot on that. I feel pretty comfortable in that. How else? We got the 60-minute line, Seattle Kraken at plus 165, New Jersey Devils at plus 120. So either way you go about this, you could really pick either of these teams. Obviously, you're getting the better payout for the Seattle Kraken than you would New Jersey. And I think New Jersey being at home has quite a bit to do with this. They might be a little bit better of a team than Seattle, but Seattle has proven to us this year, without a doubt, that they're not going to lay down, and they're going to battle through most of these games. They're in good position in the Pacific, so they're going to want to keep that up. The Pacific is really, really tight. So you have to figure that Seattle is going to bring a pretty good effort. And if that's the case, New Jersey trying to match it, we could see some fireworks here with that over that we were talking about. So I think the 60-minute line here is good either way. I would probably favor New Jersey just a little bit more. The price isn't as great. But with them being at home, I probably think that that's the way to go with this. And if we look at the team totals, we know Steve is a big fan of the team totals. He's been playing those quite a bit. And I get it. You're not hoping for anybody to win, really. You're just hoping for these teams to get their goals. So I like to play them as well. I think that's Steve's angle most of the time anyway. Like I said, I certainly understand it. It's pretty good play. So let's take a look at New Jersey's team totals. Over 2.5 is minus 210. I'm probably not going to do anything with that. But if you jump down to over 3.5, if we think New Jersey can score 4 times, which I definitely think that they can, like I said, they're all young, quick, offensive team. So I don't mind that at all. Over 3.5. At plus 110, this could easily be a 4-3 type of game, New Jersey. So I think that's a good play. You're getting, a decent price for it. 4 goals is not unheard of anymore in the NHL. Happens most nights, for some teams. So let's take a look at Seattle's team totals. Over 2.5 is minus 165. I'm probably okay with that as well, being that Mackenzie Blackwood is in net tonight for New Jersey. Not that he's bad or anything, but I think, seeing him give up 3 goals would not shock me at all, is pretty much what I'm getting at with this one. Over 3.5 is going to be at plus 145. So you're getting a pretty good jump there from 3 goals to 4 goals. I like this over 2.5 though. I know that's not the flashy price, but at 165 for Seattle to score 3 times, I'm okay with that. That's probably something that I would certainly take a look at. We're just hoping for Seattle to score 3 times. We don't really care one way or the other, if they win or if there's overtime or anything like that. So let's look at the game parlays. I've been looking at these lately, and I know it can add, a little bit more to your parlays because you have to hit the game parlay within, whatever else you're doing. So you're going to need 2 things to happen in this game. But your prices are always going to be nice, and if you just take one of these and pair it with some other stuff, say you took the minus 165 Seattle goals out of this game, and then you went and you took the money line plus the total goals in a different game, that other game is going to bump up your numbers. So that 165 is really not going to drag, your payout totals down all that much if you stick one of these in. So that's kind of a method that you could go about it. We'll take a look at Seattle first. For Seattle and over 6.5 is going to be a plus 300. That's a pretty good price for that. I could see Seattle coming in and beating New Jersey. Like I said, I still side with New Jersey more, but I don't think it's unthinkable for the Kraken to come in and win this game. And at that price, I think it's worth taking a shot at anyway, if we're going to take that over 6.5 that we were talking about in this game. If you're going to take the under with the Kraken, you're going to get a plus 270. Still not bad. But if the trend here, we're looking at the team totals, we're expecting them to score, we're looking at these game parlays and we're thinking over, we probably don't want to mess with that any. New Jersey over 6.5 is at plus 240. So if we're thinking New Jersey is going to win and we're going to have that over that we're talking about, New Jersey and over 6.5 at plus 240, I think is definitely in play for this one. You're just hoping that, Seattle helps out a little bit, gets their goals. New Jersey for 4, I believe, was at that plus price. So I think if you're going to do that, you should give the New Jersey Devils and over 6.5 a little consideration just for that price there. The under would be plus 220. But we're really not going to do anything with that. And here we go. If you really want to take a shot and you want to put the puck line and the totals together, we're going to take a look at this one if we're trending New Jersey. So for New Jersey to win by 2 or more and over 6.5, you're getting a plus 450 price. I think that's pretty good to take a stab at. If we're expecting the over anyway, why not New Jersey? I don't know, 5-3. That would get you there, and that's plus 450, and that gets home. So I think that's certainly something to look at here. And you can always play a first period or end of regulation combo. And that has a lot of different combinations. If you think Seattle comes out and they get the step on New Jersey a little bit, but New Jersey comes back and wins the game at the end of 60 minutes. Overtime really hurts you with these. That kills the entire bet. So you're getting a 14-1 odds for Seattle to win the first period, but New Jersey to win the game in regulation. I mean, all that really is Seattle up 1-0 at the first period, and then here comes New Jersey, and they storm back, second and third period and win the game. There you go, 14-1 cashes in. So there's all those different kind of combinations, just a little something different to look at within these games. But I think your team totals are going to be open here, and maybe a money line plus total. If you want to take it just a little bit further. So let's go ahead and get into our next game, which is going to be the Colorado Avalanche at the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. Tampa has not been kind to me, so I'm going to go ahead and probably fade them in this game. I have a ticket going already that has Colorado on the money line at plus 125. Tampa's dropped its last 2 where, everything that I said about them ended up not being correct. And Tampa has made me look a little silly. So I'm going to go ahead and fade them here with Colorado on the money line. Tampa comes in on the money line at minus 145. Not crazy about that, especially the way they've been playing. So let me see if we can find a another angle here. Let's go into those goalie props. If we think Tampa can at least get their shots on goal, this game starting in about 44 minutes. So 6:15 Eastern time now. Vasilevsky is going to be in goal for Tampa. Colorado has not said who's going to be in goal. So we're going to, probably leave the goalie props alone here in this game. Let's go to the team totals and look at Colorado, because that's what we're gonna want to ride here. Colorado, here it is. Here's the pick from this game that I like. I think probably has the best chance. Colorado at over 2.5 goals at -145. Sign me up for that. That's what I'm going to be playing right there in this game. And you don't have to bet all the games. We're just trying to give you, the best picks we think are available here on the menus for these games. And if Tampa's going to keep their streak up, then they've allowed 3+ goals in their last 2 games since the All-Star break. So why not take a shot here with Colorado and hope, they can get their total, which I think is achievable at 2.5 for sure. I really like that play. If you're going to push the envelope a little bit at 3.5 plus 165, I don't know how much I really like that. I mean, they're certainly capable of scoring 4 goals, but I think the 2.5 is the better play there. We can look at goal scorers here. That whole list is available. You're getting plus money on everybody. Mikko Rantanen is the plus 105 price. Braden Point at plus 120. So, not great odds there. These are the guys they're thinking they're going to score. Nathan McKinnon, he's at a plus 125 price. That could be a play. He is a key factor in what they do there in Colorado. So I think him for plus 125 you could take a shot on. What else do we have? The over-under for this game is 6. So you kind of have to watch out for that. If you're going to do that, you might as well go with an alternate total of 6.5 and get the plus money out of it. Tampa's last game was a 4-3 loss, I believe. And then they get beat first game back from the All-Star break 7-1. So their last 2 games have gone over these totals here. So you could take the 6 is at minus 110, but that's going to create a push that's going to void if you have it paired with anything, and then you're going to lose a lot of value in those tickets. So I think the thing that I would do is go with the 6.5 if you want to play a total here. I think these teams could both definitely, contribute to an over in this one as well. If you take a 60-minute line look, remember that is no overtime. That is regulation win. Colorado comes in at a plus 180 and Tampa plus 110. I'm fading Tampa at the moment. So I would go with this Colorado at plus 1. That's a pretty good price for Colorado to go into Tampa and win in regulation. So I think that's certainly on the table as well. And if we wanted to take a look at these game parlays, Colorado and over 6.5. So we talked about we're going to move that over to kind of eliminate that push. And if we're thinking Colorado's going to win, maybe this is another 4-3 game, or it's a maybe higher total. Over 6.5 paired with that, that's going to be at a plus 350 price. I'm not mad at that. We're going to leave the under. We're going to leave it alone again since we're trending to the over. And then if you think Tampa bounces back and it's an over 6.5, you get a plus 255 out of that. So that's not bad either. But they need to win a game. I'd like to see them win a game by two or more and sustain a little bit of that what they had going before the All-Star break before I'm really going to put some trust in them. Now, they will turn things around, but at this point in time right now, if they're struggling, we're going to look to take advantage of that. And Colorado, no slouch either. That's a very good team over there in Colorado. So I think that's certainly achievable. I like that 355 if you're going to take a couple chances tonight. 3 plus 350 for me. I like that. That would be something that I could consider in this one. Let's look at some game props. Those are all on the table. Colorado to score first is at a plus 100 price. I like that. Colorado to score last would be plus 105. I think those are on the table. The Lightning are only getting minus 125 for the first goal and only minus 130 for the last one. Those aren't bad numbers. Like you said, if we're thinking maybe a bounce back for the Lightning, for them to score last at minus 130 is probably what I would do, especially if this is a close game late and they're able to pot an empty netter. That Lightning last goal cashes in for you. So that's a different way to attack it. I like to play these first and last sometime. They bring a little bit of excitement to it. And then there's always the race. You're getting plus money off the jump for Colorado. And we start at 2 goals plus 120. 3 goals is going to be plus 160. 4 goals is going to be plus 260. And then 5 goals would be plus 500. I think I kind of leave that 5 goals alone. It's really not many times that Vasilevsky is going to let that many goals in. All the good ones have their bad nights, but he is not one that has many. So I wouldn't trust a race to 5 for Colorado in this. I actually would probably take that race to 2 at plus 120, or maybe the 3 goals at plus 160. So those are the 2 better options, I think. Once you get to the 4 and 5, I really think you're kind of pushing it a little bit. So I believe if you're going that route, you want to stay with the 2 and 3. I think those are probably the better plays if you're going to go for the race. So there's a couple ways you could attack this game. I think this has the capabilities of an over as well, just like we talked in the last game. So that's definitely something to take a look at. Again, I really think the better play that we found with this is the over 2.5 at minus 145. You pair that with something, and it's really not going to hurt your payout all that much. So here's a game. We're going to jump to the next one. San Jose is in Florida to play the Panthers, and the Panthers have been playing much better lately. San Jose is going to be plus 185 on the money line, whereas Florida is minus 215. I think that's probably appropriate. So let's take a look here at the puck line for this maybe. Florida Panthers are plus 105 for minus 1.5. And if that's going to be, that's a low number for a puck line. So we'll take a quick look, but you're really going to have to push it there with Florida to get, a decent payout. Yeah, the minus 3.5 is at plus 390. So for them to win by 4, could it happen? Yeah, but is this the one I'm really comfortable with? I don't think so. If you're going to do a puck line, go ahead and maybe move it off the minus 1.5 for the Panthers and just take it to the 2.5. They can beat the Sharks by 3 goals. I'm pretty convinced of that. You're going to get a plus 175 price for that. That's still not great in my eyes, but it's a decent plus number for something that I think is certainly achievable. So the Panthers at minus 2.5 is how I would go about the puck line in that. But let's look at the Panthers team totals here. I think this is a chance for them to get there. Over 3.5 goals, minus 170. I would like that to be, minus 150 maybe for me to take that. You'd have to go to over 4.5 for any plus money. So I think the team totals is not the greatest here. But maybe we think San Jose can come in and get 3 of them. You're going to get a minus 135 price for that. That's not terrible. Can San Jose score 3? I think they probably end up more with like 2. 3 is not out of the realm of possibility, I don't think. So you get a minus 135 for that. That would be something to think about. But that's the only way that I would really be doing anything with the Sharks in this game. In fact, this is probably going to be pretty quick. I don't think there's really much here. The 60-minute line for the Panthers is at minus 145. I would probably think about that. This should be a game that they win in regulation. I would be a little bit surprised if it went to overtime. So maybe if that's our thoughts here, we go with a 60-minute line minus 145. Other than that, it's probably going to be a pass for me. I don't see anything here for Steve here on the Panthers game, so I guess he's thinking the same way I am on that. Yeah, your 60-minute line is going to be the better play in that, but not one that really excites me all that much. So we'll take a look at this next game, and then we'll take a little break and get back to it. Calgary Flames are in Detroit to take on the Red Wings. Over in this game is 6. And the over-under in the Florida Panthers game was 7. Absolutely not a fan of that. So we got another 6 here. So if we're thinking, we might as well take that to a 6.5 and get the plus money out of it. Flames are minus 165 on the money line. So we might find some value here in the 60-minute line for Calgary. Yeah, it's going to be at a plus 100, and I think that's certainly achievable. So that's definitely a way that I would look at in this game. 60-minute line, Calgary Flames at plus 100. Actually, I like that. That would be a good play. Now let's take a look at the team totals for the Flames. Over 3.5 is going to be a plus 100 price. I think you could probably take that. Yes, we have Steve that's what he is doing with his. He likes the Flames team total at 3.5. Can't say I blame him. I think I like it as well. The Flames, I believe, are certainly the better team, and I think they're better offensively, just kind of all around the board, but they're definitely offensively better than the Red Wings will be. So over 3.5 at plus 100. I like that. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at the game parlays. If we're thinking Calgary comes into Detroit, gets them a win, the over 6.5 paired with that is going to be your plus 230. Not terrible. Yeah, other than that, Detroit, they're going to pay out plus 370 if you think they come in and can get an upset, and it's a bit of a shootout with 7 or more goals. You're getting a pretty appetizing price for that. But I just don't think that the Red Wings, I don't think that the upset is going to happen in this one. So I like Steve's play of 3.5 here for Calgary. I think that's a good play. Also, I really like the money line is a nice even plus money number for Calgary. I think that one should get home, so I think that's the good play there. Leave the actual money line alone and go into the 60-minute line. Take Calgary at the plus price. So you're going to get them both ways. I like the 60-minute line as well as the over 3.5, but I like the 60-minute line just a little bit better. Steve is going to come in with a over 3.5 for Calgary. So let's look at the goalie props here. Yeah, not really excited about either one of those, so I think we kind of leave that alone. I think your two best plays with that are going to be the team total or the 60-minute.
Does your home have algae?
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to get to the rest.
Brick patio, Coastal Pressure Washing Services has a warranty of professional services. From pressure washing to window cleaning to deck and fence staining, as well as dryer vent cleaning, you got it all. Call Coastal Pressure Washing at area code 757-439-9810 or visit our website at coastalpressurewashing.net. Again, call Coastal Pressure Washing at area code 757-439-9810 or visit our website at coastalpressurewashing.net.
Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter? The constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water? I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter install. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517. Do you want to advertise with Deep End Broadcasting? Send us an email at deepend757@yahoo.com. That's deepend757@yahoo.com.
Know your gambling limits. Don't ever bet what you can't cover. Wagering on sports is only fun when you do it the right way. Not every bet will win. When you get on a bad run, know it and avoid trouble. Know your gambling limits.
Control your alcohol. Don't fight. Don't drink and drive. Your one punch could kill someone. It happens. If you're behind the wheel, you may think you are fine, but then the other driver is under the influence of texting, and then you are done. Control your alcohol.
Family owned and operated, CP Shuckers Cafe and Raw Bar specializes in delicious cuisine, refreshing drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. We opened our doors in 1995 and have enjoyed being a place to either relax or celebrate ever since. Whether you are in the mood to indulge in a great meal with your friends and family or watch the game, we promise that our inventive menu, attentive service, and skilled bartenders will have you truly satisfied. Both of our locations have spacious outdoor patios for enjoying the breeze and catching a little sun. Our friendly staff at CP Shuckers will make your next dining experience a pleasant one by delivering personal care. We are open until 2 a.m. Full menu will be served until 10 p.m. and late night limited menu until 1 a.m. For larger parties, please give the location of choice a call. Pacific Avenue, 757-425-8676 or Shore Drive, 757-412-2929. More information at cpshuckers.com. Thank you for your continued support and have a shuckin' good time. Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter? The constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water? I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter install. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517.
This is the Deep End Broadcasting. What the puck is going on?
All right, we are back. Get rest to the rest of these games. We've got a couple left. So we're gonna leave off here. We got the Edmonton Oilers. They are in Philly to play the Flyers. This is a game that I believe Edmonton is capable of. I mean, the Flyers have been playing better. They're turning things around a little bit, but I believe Edmonton is the better team. We've talked about them being in a tight spot there in their division. So you got to think that their efforts are going to be pretty good. The over-under in this game is 7, so I leave that alone. The Oilers, they're certainly capable of putting some up for sure. But I think that's pretty high for me. The money line here is going to be minus 190 for the Oilers, plus 160 for the Flyers. And so let's take a look here at the Edmonton team totals. I believe that's what I took. I thought Steve may have taken it as well. Doesn't seem that way. So, but let's take a look here. I took Edmonton at over 3.5 at minus 145. With the firepower that they have, they're close to. They might have 4 guys with 100-point totals come the end of the season, and that's just unheard of. So offensively, they are they're out there. That the Edmonton Oilers are out there. I'll just say that they're capable of putting up, 3 or 4 on any given night. So that's what attracted me to this over 3.5 at minus 145. The 2.5 would have definitely been in play here, but it's at minus 335, and that just doesn't do anything for you. So you can't really take that there. You might as well take the 3.5, which I still think is achievable. You get at least a little bit better, numbers for it. And see, the good thing is though, when you play these game parlays, is it drops that total. So to where it was 7, it's now 6.5. So if the total ends up getting to that 7, it'll win if you have the correct team picked paired with the total. So whereas to the 7 would create a push and make if you haven't parlayed with anything, like I've been saying, it's going to kill the value there. So it's better than losing and losing the parlay, but at the same time you're really devaluing what you're trying to do with those even numbers. So Edmonton and over 6.5 is at plus 155. While that's definitely achievable, I don't know. I would like that to be a little bit better, being that it's a game parlay, just to bump those numbers up. Let's take a look here for Connor McDavid. Let's look at some player props, the shots on goal here. I like to take a look at these. I haven't taken many lately, but this is usually one angle of mine that I like to take on any given night. So if you think Connor McDavid has 4 or more shots on goal, the number there is 3.5. Then you're getting minus 150 for that. I'm not mad at that. If you're any kind of hockey fan, you know who Connor McDavid is. That's just one of the stars around the league. Let alone his team. The entire league. He is one of the premier players of the game. So if you don't think he gets there on his shot totals, you're going to get a plus 110 on that. There's a reason that that's in plus money. I'm just putting that out there. I probably wouldn't, bet against him on that. I think you take the minus 150 for 4 shots on goal. That would probably be a way that I would attack this one. I feel very comfortable with him doing that. So you're getting a decent price anyway. So let's look at Carter Hart for the goalie for the Flyers for goalie props. If we think that there's going to possibly be a higher goal total for Edmonton, then that means they're going to be taking quite a bit of shots on goal. At least most of the time it does. So Carter Hart may be busy tonight. Over 29.5 saves for him, minus 125. I think that might be in play here. I can trust that the Oilers, take that many shots. It's just is Carter Hart going to actually, stop most of them, which in the beginning of the year and especially last year, I would have definitely thought not, and I would have not even been looking at this kind of prop here. But he has been playing better of late, showing much better form, kind of more so the goalie that the Flyers thought he would be. So if that's going to end up being the case, so 30 saves tonight for him, minus 125. But so here, let's take a look at this. And this is one of those things where it's almost the same bet. If we're going to go Edmonton over 3.5 goals, that means Carter Hart, the goalie of record, is probably going to let all those go by him unless he gave up, 2 or 3 goals on like 5 shots and just really had a rough outing. You don't see that too often, and I wouldn't probably expect that out of him. But if Edmonton is going to score 4 goals tonight, they're going to be on him. And over 3.5 goals against on Carter Hart is at plus 105. So you're getting a much, much better payout here for the goalie prop than you are the team total, which is essentially going to end up being the same thing. So those are the things that you want to take a look at. That's why you want to take a decent look at the menu. And that's what we're here to do for you, to find things like that. So the team total, again, we think Edmonton scores 4 goals. The actual team total is minus 145. But the goalie prop, Carter Hart, he lets all 4 goals by him. That's plus money. So you probably want to take the goalie prop more than you do the team total. Would be probably a smarter way to go about it, being that it's essentially the same bet. So I think that's the play actually there. That's what I would do. I would try that kind of, system play out that we found and take Edmonton for the 4 goals, but on the goalie prop. I think that's a really good way to attack this game. So I think that's the best way. We're going to move on from this one. I like Edmonton in this one for sure. Philly has been playing better, and they are at home, so maybe it's a little bit tighter game than we think. I could see another 4-3 type of game here. So here we go. We're dropping down. This is a 7:30 p.m. puck drop. The Vancouver Canucks are in New York to play the New York Islanders, who have really been picking it up here as of late. They're playing pretty well. Made some, a good trade. So let's take a look at the over-under is 6.5. It's going to be plus 105 for the over, minus 125 for the under. I think I would trend under in this game. I could easily see New York getting out, 3-0 on the Canucks, and then just kind of shutting it down, and you get a 3-1 type of game. Even if it's closer, a 3-2 still gets you there. I think those numbers in this one are, certainly achievable. New York Islanders, like I said, just shut it down defensively. We've seen it happen before. If you've watched their games, that's kind of what they like to do. New York Islanders on the 60-minute line, minus 140. I think that's probably in play here. Look at the team totals here. So we're going to look at the New York Islanders because they're the better team in this one. Over 3.5 for them is minus 135. But I think what you do here, and this is going to be a pick from Steve, is you go with a alternate puck line. He's got it, I believe, going to take a shot here at this minus 3.5. So the Islanders really for a blowout. I have it at plus 420. That's pretty good value. I myself, I would take it to a 2.5. I could see him winning by 3 at plus 195. I think that's still a decent number for that. So the alt puck line could definitely be in play here. You know, you want to take these puck lines whenever you can if you have a good chance for them. Minus 1.5, so the Islanders to win by 2 or more, plus 115. So still plus money, which I'm a little surprised by. I would figure that to be, I don't know, maybe a plus 105, you know, somewhere around that number, as I think the Islanders are the much better team. So let's take a look, see if there's any chance for the goalie props. Sorokin is in net tonight, and his total saves over under is going to be 27.5 at minus 110. I like that too. Can Vancouver get to that number? Sorokin, you know, he could maybe even a shutout if you want to take a risk with that. That's going to be a plus 850. So not bad there. This could be a game for him to hit that. Like I said, we don't see a whole lot of those. So anytime you play a shutout, it's really you're really taking a gamble there, because like I said, we don't see many of them. But he is one of the better goaltenders in the league, I believe. So maybe you take a shot on that. Maybe tonight's the night he can get that done. But I think it's the alt puck line on the Islanders taking a shot, and another goalie prop for 28 saves for Sorokin. I think the price is fair, and I think that can certainly happen as well. So we looked at the team totals. These game parlays, I'm not crazy about in this one. We said that this might be an under game, so even the Islanders on the money line plus the under 6.5 is only paying plus 160 for that. I'm not super crazy about that number, so probably leave the game parlays alone in this one and just kind of take a stab at the puck line with this one, or the goalie prop. I think the goalie prop is a good one. So Sorokin for 28 or more saves, I think, is one of the better plays to come out of this game. So moving on. Actually, we are at the last game of the night. We're gonna win a little quicker than I expected. So let's look at this one, as this is going to be a pretty good matchup, I think. The Vegas Golden Knights are in Minnesota to play the Wild. Like I said, the Wild have not impressed me lately. Loser their last time out by 3 goals, so they got beat pretty good by the Stars. In Vegas, they had a pretty good game. Their last game out, I believe, was a 5-1 win. So Vegas getting the job done there. I think this is a shot for them to do it again tonight. The Wild maybe not playing their best after the break. I'd like to think that that's probably going to pick up a little bit, but we'll see about that. That's going to be one of the teams we keep an eye on in the Central. Now, I think that there's a couple better teams on top of them in that division, but they're no pushover either. So let's look at the Vegas team total with an impressive 5-1 win last time out. Look at this, over 2.5 is minus 145. I don't mind that at all. It's not the greatest price, but I think Vegas can score 3 goals in this game at minus 145. I think that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the Wild. Minus 165 for over 2.5 for them. You'd have to move that to 3.5 to really get anything good out of it. And the jump from 2.5 to 3.5 makes me want to stay away from this, as you go from 165 to plus 140, meaning we're not thinking that they're going to get to that 4-goal total. So I think that Vegas number of minus 145 is good. In that last game, Steve, he likes the Flyer team goals at 2.5. That was his take out of that game. So also with the Panthers team goals at 3.5. I like that play. I think we talked about that. So Steve's got a little intake on this. Nothing for this game though, so I'm guessing it's going to be a pass from him here. But I might take a play with this one. It's going to be that team total for the Knights. But let's take a look here into the goalie props since we're leaning that way. I'd be more comfortable with Marc-Andre Fleury getting his saves. His over-under is at 27.5. Minus 125 for that. So if Vegas continues to do what they did the last time out, then I think Fleury making 28 saves is another pretty good angle in this game. If the shot totals climb, so I would be tempted to play that as well. That's Marc-Andre Fleury for 28 or more saves. I like the price for it. I like the chances for it actually happening. And let's see. Logan Thomas, the goalie for the Knights, his goals against over-under is at 2.5. So if Minnesota can pick up the pace a little bit this evening and get 3 behind him, you're going to get a minus 125 price for that. That's not too hateful either. But if you're going goalie props in here, Marc-Andre Fleury, I trust him a lot more. I've seen him play for years, watched him play for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins when he was in the AHL, and they used to come to Norfolk and play. So I've been watching this guy for a long time, played for the Penguins for a long time, spent some time out in Vegas. Now he's there in Minnesota. He's an all-star, probably even a Hall of Fame goalie, possibly. So we know who he is. We have a little bit more trust in him to get the props done, whereas Logan Thompson, while I believe he is a decent goaltender, the trust factor in there for him to get those saves, I like Fleury's chances better. But if you like Logan Thompson and if you want to take a stab at that, he's got an over 26.5 over-under saves total. So let's take a look at the game parlays real quick, and then we will get you all out of here. So the money line plus the total, Vegas on the money line and over 5.5 is going to be plus 240. I'm not mad at that price either, really. I think that's achievable. See, they had the total for this game is 5.5, so they didn't move it. They didn't go to 4.5, which would be, they usually take it down a little bit. But they're not going to move it off this 5.5. And I like the 5.5 totals. The over is going to pay out minus 120. Under is going to be plus 100. I like the over. I think is achievable in this game for sure at minus 120. I think that's a pretty good play as well. So if we're going to do that, and we think Vegas is going to continue from the last game that they had, then we're going to get plus 240 out of it if we can get Vegas to win and the over. So I'm not mad at that price. That would be another way I would look at it. Like I said, not a huge amount of trust in the Wild right now. I like Vegas a little bit more in this game. Like we said, also tight division. So you would like to think that their efforts are going to have to match their counterparts in that division to keep their points total climbing. So I think it's probably Vegas in this game. I like the over. The goalie prop for this one for Marc-Andre Fleury and a team total for Vegas at over 2.5 for minus 145. I think those are probably going to be some pretty decent plays coming out of this one. Let's take a quick look at some futures. Probably not much has changed, so we won't spend too much time. Division winners. Really, the only thing I still like Winnipeg. They're getting a plus 550 price. The Wild that we talked about, they're at 11-1. Colorado to come back and win this division at plus 425. Not bad there either. Like I said, they've been picking it up. They could definitely make a push for that. The Dallas Stars are sitting at minus 200. So I think it's got to be. I think your value play would have to be the Winnipeg Jets coming out of the Central. They're really not far behind Dallas, and certainly achievable there. In the Metro, you have the Devils are the closest team to Carolina. They're at plus 400. And then it just gets, it gets heavy after that with the Rangers at 14-1. Pittsburgh, plus 5,000. Capitals at 25-1. It's just, that's probably appropriate there for the Metro division. The Carolina Hurricanes have a pretty good hold on that at the moment. Like I said, the Devils, the next best team, the only one, close. So the Devils at plus 400. You know what? The Rangers actually could be a sneaky play. They just made a big trade. They got Tarasenko from the St. Louis Blues, and he's a playmaker. He's got great scoring capabilities. That's a pretty big pickup there for the Rangers. That's going to make it's going to make that team even that much better. So I think the Rangers are going to be a team to keep an eye on, as they could probably catch, the Devils, and maybe there's a flip-flop between 2 and 3 in there. So keep an eye on the Rangers. Decent price. I mean, they got some work to do, but with the addition of Tarasenko, I think it's really going to help that team out and make them, that much more stout of a team. So let's keep an eye on that, and we'll go, we'll keep an eye on that and go through that more, as that price is probably going to change the more that if they can manage to move up in the standings. We're not going to talk about the Atlantic Division. The Boston Bruins, they're going to take that division. I think everybody kind of knows that. So nothing really to be said there in the Atlantic. All right, well, that is the coverage of tonight's slate. We've found some pretty good angles, some pretty good plays out there. So, again, we have Steve going 2-0 last night. Good on you there, Steve. 2-game slate last night, so just did the quick show. It's got the Flames on the team total and the puck line. He likes either or of those. The Islanders team total at 3.5, or the alt puck line for the blowout, where you're going to take a stab on that. Panthers team goals at over 3.5, and the Flyers team goals at over 2.5. Uncle Steve giving a little bit of trust in the Flyers there, so we'll see what happens with those picks. So we'll be back. Round robin, I believe, is 11 a.m. Sunday. We'll have all the Super Bowl coverage for you. We're excited about that. Excited to get the Super Bowl kicked off. So you can imagine that we are definitely going to be finding some values for you there in that game. Other than that, we will see you back here Monday evening next week for what the puck is going on, and we'll talk standings, and we'll break down a little bit of the week before, and then we will find our values. All right, so as always, we appreciate you tuning in and listening, and we will see y'all Sunday. Good luck on your tickets, and have a good evening.